What's up, guys and girls? I am Jesse Daly, and I'm with my friend Francene Selkirk. She is an awesome Los Angeles casting director, and thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's fun.
I have a lot of friends that are actors, and it's I think every
Me
little
too.
yeah, oh yeah. they want to learn more about how things work in this business, and luckily Francene is here to clarify some of our questions. So thank you so much.
Good. I like to give back.
I know, it's
I
awesome.
think it's important because I'm always surprised that the actors in the waiting room don't know some of the information that, we think they know. Just how we work in our organization and stuff. It's all a mystery to most.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes, we actors feel like it's scary to talk to a casting director, and when in reality we're all on the same team, I'm scared. I have to run. I'm scared. So we'll start it off, you guys, with our first question, which is, what is the most important thing that you look for from an actor who comes into audition for a project that you're casting?
I look for someone who doesn't necessarily have to be brilliant. They have to be eager. They have to listen. They have to have looked at the script, if there's a script. They have to come in prepared. Usually they come in through an agent, although not always the case if I'm looking deeply for something and I can't find it that way. But I think people who have a good attitude. I don't expect everybody to know everything when they come in, but maybe we can teach each other. I mean, we have the foundation for them to do a good audition.
Yeah.
And then we want them to be open enough to fly. I think if people are kind and polite when they come in, I mean, honestly, I'm a little old school in that. They're on a job interview.
Right.
At a job interview, do you think that you would say to a company in a corporate situation that, well, it's about time you called me back?
Yeah, you never obviously do that. No, that's
Never.
No, never.
That's Well, that's the thing.
We're so loose and cool, and it's the arts and stuff, but seriously, it's a job.
It's a
interview.
business.
You still have to have your manners, and you still, and if you don't know anything, that's the thing that actors, like you had mentioned something about being afraid to ask. Actors are afraid to ask a lot, and I was afraid to ask when I was just starting out. I think it's okay to say, like, what's the point of view, or what is this how funny can I be, or where should I stand? Give me some direction so that I know how to be in the scene.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to ask a question when you come to an audition.
I love that. I think, as you mentioned, just kindness in general is one of the most important things, I think, for all of us in any business to have. And actually, the first time that I met Francene was at the SAG Foundation, which is amazing. I'll link it below. It's sagfoundation.org. And some people were visibly nervous in the room. And the first thing you said was, you came out and said, "No one be afraid, or no one be nervous." Everyone kind of laughed, and I think that it's just just sharing that that professionalism and kindness.
I think the kindness thing is really important in this day and age. For me, there's a million casting directors who I'm sure are as good or maybe better than me, but I feel like I think we all need to be grounded and just remember that these people want to do a good job. They want to make me look good. I need them to make me look good when you come in, and that doesn't mean be perfect. That means it's okay to ask a question. Oh, you didn't understand what the directions, like we sent the wardrobe and they're like, should I wear this or this? And sometimes it's just too many people asking a lot of questions, but we try to tell things in the waiting room.
Yeah.
But I feel like the kindness thing is really, really, really important.
So if an actor does not have an agent or manager right now, what can they do? What are their options, in order to get a job?
Well, there's a few options. I think on the casting sites like LA Casting or Frontier or
Actors Access.
Actors Access.
Casted, I think something.
They have a place where you can put your picture and resume, or you can open up your account to say, I need an agent. I know that there's something you can click on Actors Access where agents can go and look and see if they're interested.
Yeah. I've heard
That's
about
one way. Okay, so let's talk about getting into an audition first and then getting an agent. I think getting into an audition is sometimes I'll have actors to submit themselves on auditions, and that's usually, honestly speaking, if it's a non-union commercial and or it's a specialty. Like say I'm looking for wheelchair athletes, or I'm looking for people who play the recorder, you know, or ballet dancers. The most important thing is if you have a special skill, you should have a picture of you doing it.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Or you should have a video, small, like you're a skateboard whiz. Have yourself on, you know, doing a flip or something like that. Or you're a great singer. You talked about having a great picture.
Yeah.
A great picture isn't like stunning outfit, best makeup. It's like whether you're a girl or a guy, it's just you being you with some vulnerability. You know, maybe it's a little small. Maybe you have a secret. And that's always one of my favorites, is having a secret. Like,
what is the secret?
yeah. You want to know the person, not someone being, unless the person always plays that, you know, that snobby person or something. Well, if that's you, that's great. Then let that be you. But if it's just a general picture and your other pictures show you in different situations, that general picture has to be appealing. Like I want to know you. I want to get to know you. So I think it's really important. The picture, the classes, very important to be trained. Know what's expected of you when you come in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to give a quiz. Nobody does. But if you're standing in the middle of a room and you really don't know what to do, it's your first time or something, talk to another actor.
Well, you know what's funny? Actually, really quick. When one of my first auditions, I told you the story. By the way, you got Spencer Morgan is videotaping this. Spencer, you should turn around and say hi.
Hey guys.
One of my first auditions.
I love this story.
I asked. They said go ahead and slate your name, and I had no idea what that meant. So I did this thing where I stood up and I did I got ready to run, and this is a true story. And they're like slate. So I'm like sitting here like this, like before like a race, and they're like slate. I'm like, and so I look at them and they're like,
oh my
say.
God, that's the best.
I just didn't know what I had no idea. So I stood here like this, and they said, okay, say your name. I said Jesse. They're like, what's your last name? I didn't get that job, needless to say.
You didn't get a call back.
Well, you don't need to take a class in slating, but any
You should
commercial
know.
class
Yeah.
will help you know how to do your slate. We're just asking for who you are
Yeah.
in a genuine, grounded way. So learning how to come into an audition is great. And then after a while, you get comfortable. And how do you get represented?
Yeah.
So you get represented, like a few agents in town have open calls, and then other agencies will take hard copies in the mail or do emails. And I'm sure it's a little harder than you know, having them see you in a play or something like that. That's always a nice way, but you can't wait for that.
Right,
so you've
right.
got to do sometimes mass emails or mass. It's nice to have a friend bring you in. Sometimes a casting director can bring you in. And sometimes they want you to do a monologue. That's to get an agent. You have to have representation. You can start without and pounding the pavement. It's way harder. But then you'll find you have an agent and they're not getting you out. You know, people say to me, how long is it before I start to look for another agent? Well, 6 months. Every single job is different for me. I never know what I'm gonna get. Now, like I could leave this interview and 15 minutes get a job. So they say, oh, you know, you're on hold for a job. I'm on hold for jobs. So, you know, I'm waiting. And then if my director who's bidding against other directors doesn't get the job, I don't get the job.
Wow, yeah. It's such a similar thing with actors and casting.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So basically, here's what happens, how people get to have an audition. The client hires an advertising agent. Say it's Clorox, which is not an example of anything, it's just an example.
Yeah.
Clorox hires an agency, and they hire them, and then they take bids from production companies on what director to use. When they hire the director brings his or her crew. So they'll say, I want my casting director, I want my crew on the set, I pick my producer,
Right.
and they pick the director because of their reel and maybe a meeting or a Skype on the phone of saying, hey, this is what we would do if we had this commercial. So they have to fight for those jobs, and it's tough now. It's very
Wow.
competitive. So then one of my directors or a production company says, hey, my director, usually it's someone I've worked with before, but sometimes it's somebody new, and they've heard your reputation, or yours is the kind of comedy they want or something for the job. So then they'll hire me, and then I put it out. I put a breakdown out to all the agents in town, and then they submit. So say I get 2,500 submissions for one role.
Jeez.
One role. And I can only see anywhere from like 15 to 100 people. So that's why you have to have a great picture that represents you. You have to spend the money on your picture, your classes. You can research the agencies that you want to be in with.
Yeah.
And you can make it, you can stalk them a little bit in a very gentle way. They will kill me if they hear me say that.
What final advice do you have for anyone out there about like just the business and everything that you've learned so far in it?
I'm a positive person, and I try really hard not to let the negative energy, not to get all hokey pokey on you or woo-woo. But I honestly feel like I'm grateful, you're grateful, we all want to, help each other. And I think one of the things that actors are not that aware of is like, if you're not making a living as an actor, have a job. And mostly everybody has another job. I'd have to say almost everybody that I know has another job. It's okay. Have a life. You need to have that experience in your life.
I love that.
So that you know how to do the actor work.
Yes,
Like,
that is so true.
Yeah, so how about if you get a part and you're playing a guy in a pawn shop, that's why people do research.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, something in the job that you do or in the family that you grew up in helps you to be better as a performer.
Yeah.
And then when you're done performing, just be a person. Don't be on all the time, because we don't want to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Most of the casting people that I've talked to, they love actors. And I have seen, producers and not necessarily directors, but people who are, I got so many other things to worry about. And then there's the actors. And they eat all our food on the set. And I've really had to say, no, this is the most important thing. Of course, it's for me, it's the most important thing. But it's about, getting the work done and getting a really good project with good actors. And so I don't let that get into my life, that negativity. And it's been in these rooms. We're in one of the casting rooms here. And actors come in, with I don't know what to do. You don't have to come in and tell a joke. You just have to have worked on the, and sometimes we don't tell you what's going to happen when you come in your callback.
Yeah.
Right? So you're coming in like the unknown. So just, love yourself. I mean, just take a second, and breathing and take a pause is really important. And if you don't understand something in the callback or in the room the first time, it's really important that you say, hey, I'm not getting what you're saying. Can you help me?
Be you and don't be afraid. That's why I talk about it on my channel a lot too. It's like just taking those leaps, whether you're an actor or not. Just live and experience. And I often will say things like, go and tell that guy or girl that you like them, or take that job.
That's exactly what I try to do here. I love your look. You look great. I love your new haircut. And I think taking a commercial class will allow you to know more information about the commercial process.
Do you have any classes coming up by any chance? I think you had mentioned
I'm thinking about it again. I'm
you
thinking
should
about
do
doing
it.
a seminar.
Oh,
So I'll let everyone know.
Is it FranceneSelkirkCasting.com? Is that?
Yeah, that's
okay.
my website.
We'll link it up to you guys.
I'll definitely give you that
you should
information. You can look at my reel and look at all that stuff. I work hard.
Yes, and
Very hard worker.
And you're just a really kind person. So Spencer and I
you.
really appreciate your time, and thank you so much. We're honestly, thank you.
And be busy. Be busy. Don't wait for it to all happen. You have to make your career happen for yourself.
Yes. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching our video. Francene Selkirk is awesome. Check her out on her website, linked below. And we will see you soon on Daily Planet.